What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Game Over Gerkinman. I am Gerkinman. This is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and it is nighttime, and there are skeletons everywhere. Oh boy. What am I doing in this episode? I need to make my way up to Death Mountain and Kakariko Village and to do a bunch of things, but before we do that, there's a song we should probably learn before I forget, because usually when I play through this game, I forget to do this, and it ends up biting me in the ass in the late game, but I'm going to go to Lon Lon Ranch to learn me a little song for a pony. And I'm not going to show you the trip there, because it's a little time consuming. Alright, we just, here we are. Now, I think this still constitutes as night. I'll come back here later on at another night because they're, actually, no. If I'm going to come back here later to get the Skulltulas, then I got to hang out here until daytime because time doesn't move in there. God damn it. Alright. Fight off these guys for a second. Just gotta wait for that. There it is. Once the chicken crows, everything is A-okay. Alright, so yes, we need to learn a song here. We can also get our first bottle here. And we'll do that first. I'm sure this is something that I remember when I worked out the little trick here. I don't know if they designed it with this in mind, but basically he's going to ask us to go and find these chickens. He's going to throw a bunch of random chickens in here. And I remember as a kid when I realized I could... What? There's a certain place... Now I feel like I'm making stuff up and maybe I'm remembering things like a lie. No, there we go. Okay, so he's got those 3 chickens and he's going to ask us to find them. But what you can do is, if you're a jerk like me, you can exploit the animation patterns that these cuckoos here abide by, and you just chuck them all behind this counter. And when he throws the chickens out for the minigame, they're incredibly easy to find. I don't know if this is an oversight on Nintendo's behalf. I'm sure they're aware of it. They would have been aware of it when they were making the game for sure, but I think they left it in there because it's a cute little, it's a cute touch. And it feels like the more chickens you throw in there, like the more buggy and glitchy it actually gets with them, but whatever. Anyway, how's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing quite well. I know I'm doing pretty good. Although it's warmer in here than I thought it was going to be. So that's a thing. Alright, chickens are escaping. Usually they all get stuck. Mumble, mumble, I'm already awake. What? Well, I'll be if it ain't the kid from the other day. By the way, thanks a lot for waking me up. It took some doing, but I finally got Malon back in a good mood. So, what are you up to today? Got some free time on your hands? Well, how about a little game? I'd love a game. These 3 cuckoos I have here are special super cuckoos. That's never explained what's so super about them, I don't think. I'm gonna throw these cuckoos into that there gaggle of normal cuckoos. If you can pick out these 3 special birds from among the normal cuckoos within the time limit, I'll give you something good. If you can't, it'll be 10 rupees, because he wins. Yeah, sure, just give them to me. 30 seconds. Start looking. Alright. Okay, so some of the chickens are still stuck in there, but these 2 up here at least are, I know these are 2 of them. That's 1. That's 2. Alright, now to find the last one in this, like, tiny little area. Oh, it's the first one I picked up. Well, that was a fluke. It's plumb incredible. That's the last one. You found them all. Come on over here. Okay. I think I get a bottle from him. Also, would I like to marry his daughter? Let's say no, because I'm a kid. Oh, I was just kidding. Just kidding. I think you're a little young for that, aren't you? Well, it's not something you really joke about with kids. I'm proud to present you a sample of our very own Lon Lon milk. You'll be energized the moment you drink it. After you drink it, you can bring back the bottle and buy a refill anytime you want. Da 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 da. Alright, so we got our first bottle, which is cool. For those who aren't in the know, you can store all kinds of wonderful things in those bottles. Most people use them for storing fairies. I mean, you can buy his milk and you can buy potions that you can use to recover your health, but really, there are fairies out in the wild, and those do a much better job, realistically. I've also mapped 2 of the C buttons to the X and A buttons on the Wii U gamepad. I worked out how to do that. I couldn't map any to the D-pad, which is weird. It doesn't give it the option to map anything to the D-pad, which I don't understand. But anyway, I better whip out my ocarina and have a chat to this little girl here. Oh, it's the fairy boy again. I heard that you found my dad. How did you like the castle? Did you see the Princess Tea? Dad came home in a hurry after you found him. Oh yeah, I have to introduce you to my friend, fairy boy. She's this horse. Her name is Epona. Isn't she cute? Yeah, she's alright. And then she ran away. I guess she doesn't like me. It seems like Epona is afraid of you, fairy boy. Yes. I think at a certain point... No, you have to talk to her a couple of times before she'll respond to you with the ocarina. My mother composed this song. Isn't it nice? Let's sing together. Okay, now I can whip out my ocarina and kick out the jams. Oh, cute ocarina. Are you going to play this song with that ocarina? Yes. What other ocarina would I use? Alright. Da-na-na. Da-na-na. Yeah, this is... Oh, yeah, this is what I get for playing with the... stick. I was going to say something really intelligent. Oh yeah, so the way you learn Epona's song here... I don't know why they get you to learn it as a child outside of to really push home the time travel mechanics, because you can't ride Epona when you're a young Link and you can ride it when you're an adult. So teaching you the song when you're a kid and then only being able to use it when you're an adult, that's like a cool little, I don't know, use of the 7-year time travel gimmick that they have in place. Sorry if I spoiled the fact this game has time travel for you. But that's pretty much all we came here for right now. We'll be back here at a later date, and I might come here one night to pick up some Skulltulas, but until then, we're not going to worry too much about it. So now, actually there's a Skulltula in here, I think. Yeah. Come on. It's really easy to just walk into these guys and get damaged, and that's kind of annoying. I don't like it. Really? Just a rupee? Okay. Alright, so now our next stop is going to be to head towards Kakariko Village, so I'll see you there in a minute. Actually, I said I was going to go to Kakariko Village, and then I remembered we have to pick up a shield. Normally on your first playthrough, you wouldn't know that you need to pick up another shield until you get to Kakariko Village, but having played through this before, of course, I know that it's something you want to pick up sooner rather than later, so I'm going to go grab that now. And I need more rupees, so I'm going to go back to that rupee room and make $1 million. Gonna make $1 million, smashing up your shit today. Always, every time I come in here and do this, it's joy. Just nothing but joy. Few things in this world are more satisfying than trashing someone's property in front of a guard. I think the shield's 70, I don't remember. What do you gotta say? Man, I'm so bored. Things sure would be more interesting if there were more troubles in the world. Oh, and then he teaches me how to smash a jar. Well, I don't want to do that. I got a sword, man. I can smash it by hand. Let's see if this is enough money to buy ourselves a shield. So if you come down here to the Bazaar, or the Bazaar? I don't know how to pronounce that word, actually. I've never really thought about it. Let's see how much we need for the shield here. 80 rupees, god damn it. Alright, be right back. Alright, we got our 80 rupees. Let's get to business. Give me that shield, kind sir. Yeah. Hylian shield. Gimme. Now, the reason we need this is because we're going to an area that's quite toasty, and being a toasty area, you can't really use a wooden shield because bad things will happen to you. So I think that's fair enough. It's kind of like a neat little idea, but there's a guard who won't let you go up to the mountain unless you have this shield equipped, so yeah, that's why we needed it. Adventure! Okay, so Kakariko Village is actually up here. We're going to get our second bottle from over here, actually, and I think also another song for our ocarina. And those will be the two things that we're going to pick up from Kakariko. I think those are our two biggest priorities. And then after that, we can grab the, make our way up to the home of the Gorons, which will be a... I like this little establishing shot here. All the establishing shots for the new areas are pretty great, but this one in particular, with just the view of the windmills and all of that, and then this chill music playing. I'm also going to grab this Cucco ahead of time and throw it into a pen because it makes life a little bit easier. There's an interesting, yeah, this woman back here who keeps losing all the chickens because she's not a very good chicken owner. She's afraid of chickens from memory. And so she has a nasty habit of letting them go. Give me a chicken, man. You can either pick them up before or after you talk to her. It's not really a huge deal which way you do it, but let's see what she says. I'm still missing some cuckoos. Please round up 5 more. Okay, so you don't have to talk to her first. That's interesting. I thought you did for some reason. What's this guy got to say? Doesn't matter, I hit B and it skipped it. Usually you can only do that with unimportant characters, so... Now you know. You know the score. What? No. Let me... take that. Now, I think... There's a way over there and I've completely forgotten it. I think it actually requires you to pick up a chicken to float over there, actually. Possibly. It's been a bit. It's been a bit. Thankfully, this area is super chillaxed and you can just wander around, and for some reason there's a chicken in one of these boxes. I don't know why. And you use the chicken to get more chickens, because video games. And by that I mean, come here, thank you. This guy will come in very handy for getting to a couple areas. I think it was either a Link to the Past or Link's Awakening that didn't... No, it was Link's Awakening, yeah, that actually introduced the idea of being able to ride cuckoos like this from memory. A Link to the Past, you could attack the chickens and they would get real pissy and try to kill you, but you couldn't use them to float. But in Link's Awakening, there's a section where it's actually a mandatory part of the game in order to access an area, so... I recently watched a video about it on Mark Brown's YouTube channel. He's been doing a series called Boss Keys, breaking down the dungeon design for all the different Zelda games. So if you're into that sort of thing, if you're into videos that kind of like break down game design mechanics and things like that, I highly recommend his series or his YouTube channel. So there's my little recommendation for you guys for the day, if you're into that sort of thing. I know I certainly am. Most of my time on YouTube is spent watching breakdowns on game design and all that sort of thing, so... That's just the sort of stuff that I personally find enjoyable. That and riding around on chickens. Yes. There have been quite a few times where I've tried that jump and not made it. And the other thing you definitely want to do is make sure that you don't lose that chicken in here, because if you do, you're gonna have to kind of start all over again. Or go get another one to get back in here to get these other two out, which is obviously a bit of a pain and not something that you particularly want to go through. Alright, come on, come on. Get out of here. Bloody chickens everywhere. I don't remember if you go down the holes, if the chickens reset. I think I'm better off getting all of the chickens out of here, getting the item, and then using the chickens to get to the other areas of Kakariko Village. Because I think if you go into a building or whatever, they actually reset their positions. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm probably about 80% sure that that's what happens. I used to think there was like something secret if you got up there, but you can actually see where the draw distance ends, which is kind of funny. I like that. I've actually noticed that quite a bit in this release of it, that because it's so sharp and clear, you can actually see where the 2D assets like end in the environments and things like that. I think that's actually quite cool. Also, if you ride a chicken all the way up onto that balcony, I think there's a heart piece. I'll probably get called out on that for being wrong, but I think there is. I don't know. Maybe I don't remember all this stuff as well as I like to think I do. I guess if I did, I wouldn't be asking so many questions, would I? And I I think that's all the chickens. She'll say there's one more, and I'll be like, where the fuck is it? Oh, no. Please help me bring back the last one. Oh, okay, so there is one left. Whereabouts is he hiding? I don't remember. I don't remember where he is. I don't think there's one up here. Nope, there's a guard and some pots. This is actually a really good area too for collecting Skulltulas. Doesn't matter what time you're here. At night at least, there's usually a bunch of Skulltulas in this spot, which is pretty cool. If you're trying to get a handle on some of those more important items without having to go to a ton of effort. I think in terms of Skulltulas, you can get about 40 of them, and that'll get you pretty much everything you really need for the game. To not thinking none of it's mandatory, but it'll make your life a little bit easier. But everything after that's kind of pretty superfluous and doesn't really make a huge difference. And where is that last chicken? I don't remember where he is. Where are you, little chicken? I can hear you, but I can't. Oh, you're right here. Well, that's disappointingly simple, really. Alright, adventure! Adventure! I can tell you, actually, this is a little bit unrelated to this. I guess it had to do with jumping off that thing just there. The hardest thing I think I had to adjust to as a kid with playing this game was not having a jump button. You would be surprised how, like, because the jump button's so ingrained in your memory from 2D games, and then Super Mario 64, which is built on the same engine, uses them as well, obviously, because it's a platformer. So to go from all that to not having... Yeah, we got another bottle. To go from all that to not having a jump button is like the most jarring thing in the world. And yeah, as a kid, that really like warped my brain. I just couldn't wrap my head around that. I just thought that was bizarre. This is a cool little area, so we're going to come here and we'll learn a song, and that'll be well, and then we'll go and get a gate opened for us, and that'll be it for today. But this is a pretty cool area. It's one of my favorite areas in the game. There's a lot of people with personalities here. You got this kid who's pretending to be the gravekeeper man. Little kids can't go on the heart-pounding grave-digging tour described on the sign. Since I can't do that, I'm just imitating Dampe, the gravekeeper, all day. With my cute face, I'm not heart-pounding at all, am I? I don't know, your head looks a little creepy. You got a very bulbous head, like maybe you're suffering with is it gigantism, that episode of The Simpsons where the baseball player was drinking all of that shit and it made his head big. I remember when I discovered this as a kid. Well, let's read what this says first. Royal Family's Tomb. Like, when I realized I could... Well, first of all, if you come over here... Okay, it doesn't go away. As soon as you walk on this little area here, that triggers the rain, which is awesome. And, of course, if you play Zelda's Lullaby, that'll trigger an event. But yeah, the way you just walk onto that and then it starts to rain. It's the only area like this I know of in the game that has a trigger like that, to let you know there's something important there, something ominous. I really like that. I think it's really, really cool. But this gets really, really creepy all of a sudden. Very creepy cutscene. It's the lighting. The lighting on Link's face gets, like, really... Yeah, like, all of a sudden, like, the lighting turns like this, and it's hella ominous and creepy. Then you get this really whack explosion effect. Boom! Which is a little less impressive, but still, you know, you take what you can. And of course, everyone's least favorite enemies, or favorite enemies, depending on who you are, I guess, lives down here. Creepiest thing ever when you're a kid. Whoops, that's not the button I wanted to press. I wanted to press this one. Filthy creatures everywhere. Alright, so before we do anything too crazy, I'm going to kill all these bats. If I can friggin' aim this thing. It's like I was saying in that other episode. I actually looked into this to make sure I was not talking out my ass, and it is indeed true that even though the this game uses the analog stick to aim your weapons. It's actually digital control, so it doesn't read the different amounts of pressure you're putting on the stick like it does when you're walking and stuff. It actually treats your stick like a D-pad, which is why it handles in such a bizarre way, and I don't know why they made that decision. I mean, I'm sure they have their reasons, but the sounds in here, just listen, just and you get this cool creepy poison shit rising out of the floor. Awesome. I'm just gonna run through the middle. Yeah, so I get poisoned, but it beats dealing with these guys. Getting face fucked by those motherfuckers. Also, we can come down here and learn a lovely little song, which is probably the most useful song in the whole game. It's certainly the most useful optional song in the game. This poem is dedicated to the memory of the dearly departed members of the royal family. I can't read that text, but it says the rising sun will eventually set, a newborn's life will fade, from sun to moon, moon to sun. Give peaceful rest to the living dead. This is an interesting poem. And there's a song written down here. Something is inscribed on the tombstone. It's the secret melody of the Composer Brothers. The Sun Song, which is a good one to have. And it will allow us to skip from day to night, which in a game like this is actually really, really useful. Yeah, like I said, I use it a lot. Not just for, there are certain events where you have to wait periods of time and you can just play this over and over again, but there are even some areas where it's just the enemies are different during the day to the night, and it just kind of makes things a little bit easier or quicker or more convenient. Yeah, you learned the Sun Song. That's me. I did it. Do I get another cool, creepy cutscene? Restless souls wander where they don't belong. Bring them calm with the Sun Song. Some good advice there, because the re-deads in here, you can freeze them by playing the Sun Song, which... Whoops. No, it was... Yeah. There we go. I just learned it already, I was fucking it up. Yeah, if you want to get past these guys, nice and easy, yeah, just play that. You can kill them if you want, but I think it's a waste of time. I love the way they got that weird green shit just like rising up out of the ground there too. That's hella creepy and weird. It's weird. It's also, I've never understood this. You can, Navi will fly around this like particular skull. She doesn't shine light on the living dead. I mean, like, why does the skull know that? Is the skull saying that? Is Navi saying that? Why? What's happening? Like, how does it... I don't understand why that text is there. I've never understood. I've always thought it was a little bit strange. Oh, we made it nighttime. Whoops. Royal Composer Brothers. Ah! Speaking of the Royal Composer Brothers, here's one of them now. And I'm going to murder him. I love this about young Link with this particular shield. How it's too, whoops. His shield's too heavy for him, so we just... you douchebag. You're a douche. The quickest way... Well, I guess this guy doesn't do it. Some of the other Poes, which are the ghosts, when you get up close to them, it automatically, like, triggers an attack. And when you trigger the attack, if they hit your shield, they automatically come back out of being invisible. It makes the fights much easier, but I guess this guy seems to be non-violent, so... I guess I'll just stand here and watch him fly around in circles. Dum 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 dum. I guess I was a little bit soon with that. Oh, is he going to attack me? He finally attacked me. You cheeky fuck. All this time I thought you were passive. You weren't going to hurt me, and then you go and pull a dick move like that. There we go. I'm sure this lamp will drop a ghost, which I can pick up, but... You killed me! Oh, it's you! Did you try to play the Sun Song? When you're in darkness, that song should bring you sun's light. Yep, thanks buddy, I did play it. I'm sorry I skipped all your texts, but it's boring. You're boring, and now the rain's gone because you're dead. This is Dampé. I think that kid was doing a good job of impersonating his walk. I'll give him that. Sup, buddy? Hey, kid, don't mess around with the graves. I'm Dampé the Gravekeeper. My face may be scary, but I'm not a bad guy. Let me give you an advertisement for my side business. Dampé the Gravekeeper's heart-pounding grave-digging tour. What's gonna come out? What's gonna come out? When I start digging, we'll find out. Do you want me to dig here? For one hole? No, don't dig any holes. Thanks a lot. Yeah, thanks for nothing. Yeah, I like Dampé. He's a fun character. They bring him back in A Link Between Worlds, which I thought was a really nice little touch. For a game that was mostly connected to A Link to the Past, I thought the way they brought Dampé into it was actually pretty neat and pretty cute. And he was a welcome addition. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll do an actual episode where I just go around and collect random heart pieces and shit like that. Oh, this Skulltula here. I can hear you. Where are you? Is this the one I think it is? It is. You, sir, are gonna die. Right now. Eh. Take that. There's a whole bunch of those guys here, but most of them are a little bit trickier to get to, at least until you get the Boomerang. Boomerang makes getting Skulltulas as a young Link a much simpler and more streamlined affair. Could have swore there was one in a box somewhere too. Maybe I'm remembering wrong though. Probably am, knowing me. Seems like something I would do. No, get off the box. Nope, nothing in that one either. Alright. I do know for a fact that there's one all the way up there, which I'm gonna get. Thank you, and thank you. I have realized that I've actually set the upper C button to the X button on this controller, and upper C is not a button I use very frequently, so I keep accidentally going into first person. So I think I'll map that to the right C button, and then down can be where I put my items that I don't use very often, like the ocarina or the little item that we're about to use now once we hop off here. We need to get out the little princess's note, which used to be a chicken, and somehow she replaces it. I like the fact that the items that you carry, the key items, just vanish when you're not using them. Yeah, look what I got. Oh, this is surely Princess Zelda's handwriting. Well, let's see. Okay. This is G-Man. He is under my orders to save Hyrule. Oh, what kind of funny game has our princess come up with now? Okay, alright. You can go now. Just be careful, Mr. Hero. You're a dickhead, and I'm gonna save the world, and there's nothing you can do about it. We'll see who's laughing now, later, when you're probably dead, because of Ganondorf. By the way, Mr. Hero, if you're gonna climb Death Mountain, you should equip a proper shield. It's an active volcano, after all. If you go back to Hyrule Castle Town Market, you should check out the Bazaar. They sell the shield you need there. Tell them I sent you, and they should give you a special discount. If you think you're good to go already, don't worry about it. Now, I'd like to ask a favor of you. No, I don't expect you to do it just because of the great tip I just gave you. I'm just asking. Have you been to the Happy Mask shop? That just opened in Hyrule Castle Town Market. Everyone's talking about it. My little boy pesters me for a popular mask, but I don't have time to go there. So, could you go and get the mask for me? Next time you're in the market. This text is so fucking slow. If you don't feel like it, that's okay, but, well, I have no choice. This is my job. Sigh. Alright, and that's going to be it for this episode. Next time, we're going to make our way up this mountain and meet ourselves some Goron, so I hope you'll join me for that. Hope you're enjoying the series. Let me know in the comments below. Sorry if I'm a little flat today, and it's just really warm in this room, and geez, I can't wait for the weather to start to cool down a bit. So, thank you for joining me, and I hope you're having a great day. I hope you continue to have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out. Have a good one.